From KRIS TV, this is 6 News at Noon with Mike Gillespie and Maclovio Perez in the 6 Weather Center. Live from the KRIS Communications Broadcast Center in the heart of downtown Corpus Christi.
Well, good afternoon and thanks so much for joining us. We have already seen a few showers in our area, and you can bet more rain is on the way. We want to begin this afternoon with meteorologist Maclovio Perez, who joins us now with the latest on those expected storms. Mac?
Well, thank you, Mike. All of southeast Texas is already under a flash flood watch. It's very close to our area, but it looks like most of this is going to go just to the north of us. Here's Corpus Christi, and here's the Beeville area. There you see Victoria. From here north, they're really going to be under the gun. Now, we're still going to get some heavy rain, but they're going to get gale force winds along the upper Texas coast as this storm continues drifting into our area. Now, it's not a storm yet. It's an area of low pressure. It does not have a circulation. The hurricane hunters didn't find anything. Regardless, we're looking for significant rainfall on the upper Texas coast. Houston is looking at 5 to 10 inches of rain. Big flooding problems there. We're going to get some serious rain here too, and we'll be talking more about that coming up in just a moment. Mike, back.
All right, thank you, Mac. Well, the rain already causing headaches for drivers and first responders as several wrecks pile up along a major highway here. Our Andrew Ellison is live at Interstate 37 and Violet Road, where police continue to respond to accidents there. Andrew, what's it looking like now?
Yeah, Mike, police had been responding up until a few minutes ago. As you can see behind me, traffic on I-37 is normal now. That wasn't the case a short time ago. A lot of accidents on I-37 this morning. One of the more serious ones happened right here a couple hours ago when a semi-truck overturned and started spilling its contents onto the road. And up until a short time ago, crews were out here cleaning up the contents and getting that truck off the road. Now, that wasn't the only accident this morning. There was a 15-car pileup near Carbon Plant Road. That included a couple of 18-wheelers. Police say drivers traveling near the accident failed to slow down in the pouring rain, and that caused a chain reaction. Traffic was diverted onto the McKenzie Access Road, and the highway was reopened a little after 10 o'clock. Some of those involved in the pileup ended up with minor injuries. No tickets were issued in that accident. This was just at I-37 South and Rand Morgan. Now, here was an accident where speed was a factor along Interstate 37 and Toloso. The rain had just begun to fall when the male driver started to accelerate and lost control of his car. It flipped over once and landed on its side. The man was not hurt in the accident. A police officer on scene said there was about 3 other accidents behind this one. Back out here live, really the takeaway for everyone at home, traffic on I-37 both directions, certainly in this area near Violet Road, is back to normal. Certainly wasn't the case earlier, but Mike, everything seems to be back to normal now. Back to you.
All right, Andrew, thanks for that report. Obviously a big mess out there this morning, and we'll continue to keep an eye on that as that severe weather expected to roll in. Well, another crash on the Crosstown Expressway still under investigation, this involving a man who police say was somehow shot on the freeway. That happened near Horn Road. According to police, the man was shot and his vehicle crashed into the median. That happened just before 9:30 this morning. Now, the man died a short time after. Officers tell us that while they are investigating it as a suicide, they have not yet determined an official cause of death. An update now to a story we brought you this weekend. A boy who was sent to the hospital after a near drowning has died. The 11-year-old from San Antonio was out at the beach with family yesterday. According to the father, he and a 14-year-old were playing in shallow water when they were pulled out into the surf. Several beachgoers took quick action and brought the boys back to the shore, but the children were unresponsive.
And they were trying to resuscitate them. And they had EMS out here and the fire department, but I don't know, it didn't look too good. You know, and the mother was real frantic.
Now, the ambulance taking the boys to the hospital broke down on the way there. Eventually, they were treated at Driscoll Children's Hospital, where the 11-year-old was pronounced dead. The 14-year-old remains in the pediatric intensive care unit. In other news, jurors listened to the testimony of an accused killer in court this morning. Daniel Garcia took the stand in his own defense. He's accused of killing local convenience store owner Ben Mustafa during an armed robbery last year. During his testimony, Garcia said that he would rob anybody to get the money he needed for drugs. Garcia recalled saying that it would be easy to rob Mustafa and that he needed a gun just to intimidate him. Now, he says the whole thing happened so fast that he only remembers shots going off.
I can't explain it. There's no way to replay that incident that happened in there. No matter how many times you try, you can't do it. It happened so fast.
Now, the jury will most likely get that case this afternoon. If convicted, Garcia faces the death penalty. Looking around the nation, the New York prison worker who allegedly helped 2 inmates escape was back in court this morning. Now, new details are emerging about the plot that she's accused of helping to hatch before getting cold feet. Sarah Gannam has this report.
This morning, Joyce Mitchell, a former prison employee, is waking up behind bars.
You are Joyce E. Mitchell?
Charged with promoting prison contraband and criminal facilitation. This, as new details are emerging on the brazen plan hatched by the 2 convicts Richard Matt and David Sweat.
Having access to the...
Authorities tell CNN the inmates may have been sneaking out of their cells in the middle of the night to explore the prison's inner walls.
Any indication of how they knew how to get out?
The extent of time period that they could have been out of their cells at night, down in the tunnels, that's a great question that, we hope to get answered.
Mitchell told police she was to pick them up around midnight and drive to a location 7 hours away. The local district attorney says the convicts had a specific destination in mind. Sources indicated Mitchell had befriended both men. The 3 were going to run off together. She told authorities Richard Matt made her feel special. However, Mitchell got cold feet and never showed up.
One of the reasons why she didn't show up was because she did love her husband and she didn't want to do this to him.
Her husband, Lyle Mitchell, also works at the prison and knows the men. He too was questioned about the breakout. But it was Joyce Mitchell who police say brought the men chisels, hacksaw blades, a screwdriver bit, and lighted goggles to help them break their way out.
Are you in love with Richard Matt?
If convicted, Mitchell faces up to 8 years behind bars, as the 2 killers remain free.
Well, the president of the NAACP chapter in Spokane, Washington, has resigned. This, of course, comes after recent allegations over her ethnicity as a white person instead of an African American, as she has betrayed for many years. In fact, there were several petitions that were circulating calling for Rachel Dolezal's resignation of her leadership position. One woman says that the people deserve some clarity and some kind of closure. The NAACP released a statement last week backing Dolezal, but now that people are saying there that record was based on lies. The Spokane NAACP posted a letter from Dolezal about her resignation. She has not yet made a public statement on the issue. Well, back here in Corpus Christi, a heads up for some potential traffic troubles this week. Crews will continue utility work on South Staples between Timbergate and Gateway Drives. The southbound lanes in the work zone will be closed. Drivers need to be on the lookout for detour signs. Also, look for delays this week around Whataburger Field. Contractors will begin work today in the 700 block of Eastport Avenue, and traffic will be down to 1 lane in each direction. And crews will also be busy near the temporary RTA transfer station on Leopard Street. That'll affect traffic on nearby Sam Rankin, Mestina, Josephine, and Mexico streets. Only 1 lane will be open on those roads. Of course, all of these projects do depend on the weather, and it is possible that the expected rain could push things back just a bit. And of course, the weather becoming the talk of the town as storms continue to churn in the Gulf of Mexico. Mac will have a full look at the forecast coming up after the break. Stay with us.
KRIS 6 News at noon continues.
Well, good noontime, everybody. Interesting clouds out there as showers are rolling in off the tropics. You can see how they're building taller and taller, and they're going to be getting a little heavier this afternoon. We had one little shower just moving through the downtown area. Heaviest activity now in southern Nueces County, but there's more to come. It's all actually out part of in the Gulf of Mexico right now, but you can see something very interesting. These counties just to the north of us are all under the flood watch. What does that mean? The bulk of the moisture is going to be hitting this area, and therefore we get a little bit of a break. Now, from Port O'Connor all the way out to southern Louisiana, they have gale warnings up, which means they're going to be getting 30 and 40-mile-an-hour winds as the low comes ashore. Now, as I mentioned, it is still an area of low pressure. There is no closed circulation. Hurricane hunters did not find anything this morning. However, overnight, this still has the potential to drop pressure and become a tropical depression. I don't think it's going to be called Bill, the Tropical Storm Bill yet, because it is so close to land. Nonetheless, the people in Galveston, Houston, Victoria, and all those areas really got to get ready for the bulk of the storm, where they're already expecting anywhere from 5 to 10 inches of rain. Now, the computer models are all in agreement that the center of the storm should come in somewhere just to the north of Port Lavaca. And as you know, this is the strong side of the storm. They're going to get the high surf, they're going to get the high tides, and they're going to get the bulk of the rain. This is the weak side of the storm. We're going to be on the weak side. Now, we're still expecting to get some rain, but it won't be as the deluge that they're expecting up there. We're still looking for 1 to 2 inch rains, while between, well, I would say north of maybe Rockport all the way up to Victoria and Houston, well, it's going to be very rough out there. If you're traveling to Houston, I would consider leaving tonight or waiting a couple of days until this thing passes through, because frankly, Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning, they're going to have flooded roadways. There's just no way around it. Now, here we are. Notice the storm center just to the north of us. There you see the spin of the strong side of the storm, the high surf. We are getting high tides and very high water levels here too, but not as bad as they're doing up the coast. Then the center of the storm moves up to the Austin area and then on up to Dallas. We'll have a lot of lingering moisture giving us thunder showers all the way through Wednesday, but the wind and the storm will begin to decrease as we get to Thursday. So for us, expect shower activity this afternoon, more tomorrow. Okay, so Tuesday, Wednesday is the peak of the storm for us. Yes, we still have the possibility of getting some flooding, because if we get the 2 inches or plus, it's going to be a problem. But by Thursday, this begins to pull out of here. And as we get to the weekend, we'll get back to plain old humid and warm conditions with temperatures moving back up to the 90s. So again, if you're traveling northbound on Wednesday or Thursday, past the Victoria area, you're going to have some problems traveling with the very heavy rain. I would either leave today or just wait till Thursday or Friday if you're concerned. The problem is Houston is as saturated as we are. 5 inches of rain. What do you think is going to happen to those roadways? So yeah, better safe than sorry, and that's the way the storm is working out, center of it just to the north of us.
Okay, we'll continue to track that right here on KRIS 6. Thanks, Mac. Right. How about a look at some of the stories we're working on for later for KRIS 6 News? Several people are angry because their businesses were tagged over the weekend. Tonight at 5, we'll talk to a couple who's trying to start their own business, now is having to deal with thousands of dollars worth of damage. And 2 teens were attacked by sharks in North Carolina yesterday. But what are the chances something like that could happen here? We'll take a look tonight at 6. Well, up next, it is a celebration 70 years in the making. The Corpus Christi Symphony Orchestra is planning to make the most of it this year. We've got details on their upcoming season when we return.
KRIS 6 News at noon continues.
Welcome back. Right here at the desk with me, ladies and gentlemen, in person, Robert Reed himself, who is the executive director of the Corpus Christi Symphony Orchestra. And I don't know where to begin. You guys are not only gearing up for a new season, but you got several things that you're kind of marking and celebrating this year.
Well, we're turning 70 and we're turning the volume up. You know, of course, you and I are both young people, so we don't know what turning 70 means, but the Corpus Christi Symphony is doing it in style. We're excited to be turning 70 in our anniversary season, our 2015-16 season, and we're going to have a star-studded lining season with Andre Watts, one of the world-acclaimed pianists, opening up our season, also with the Four Seasons, and we're doing an Academy Award-winning show with music that I know your daughters would love, from Frozen to Wicked to a West Side Story. It's going to be a great season of all popular things, to also celebrate our maestros' 12th and final season as music director of the Corpus Christi Symphony. Yeah, that's amazing. 12 years. I mean, more than a decade. He's been there. He's been that constant force. And so you guys are going to spend the entire season saying adios, right? That's correct. Every concert is going to have something that means something to him. So the repertoire is one of his favorite things that he does, and all the artists have a relationship with him. So it's going to be a really fun season. You're going to see him in different hats, and we hope that every concert there's going to be some unexpected thing that's going to happen that's going to make each concert one to anticipate for the next. Oh, I bet they will. Now, in addition to that, you've got some other things that are happening throughout the year. Of course, you've got Pops in the Park is going to happen again in April. April 16th, Pops in the Park. We had about 5,000, 6,000 people this year, and we're hoping to get at least 7,000 people next year. Now, isn't there something in October that you guys do? Is it, you did Motown. We did Motown this year. We don't have it scheduled for next year. We're looking about the possibility of adding something, and it probably won't be in October. It will be in January. Okay. But we're still working on those details right now. But I promise you, from October through April, we're going to celebrate. I bet you will. Anything else going on that you want folks to know about? Well, we want people to, you know, remember, subscription tickets are available. Please call the Symphony office and be part of our season. We actually have some great donors who are going to give us a challenge, you know, to be able to raise additional donations. And so we want you to be part of the Corpus Christi Symphony's 70th anniversary year. So kind of like a match that they're doing there. That's correct. Oh, man, that's great. What a great time to get involved with the Symphony. There's the info, folks. Give them a call, 883-NOTE. That's still a good number, right? That is a great number. 883-NOTE. Or check out their website. They're going to be updating it soon with all of the information for the new season, ccsymphony.org. Robert, thanks so much for being here, man. Always a pleasure. Always good to see you. All right, coming up after the break, we've got a reminder that many of you will appreciate. That's right, Dad's Day is coming up fast, and for those of you still scoping the store shelves, we got a few gift ideas. Stay close.
KRIS 6 News at noon continues.
Well, hopefully you won't be caught unprepared this weekend. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, then this next item is definitely for you. Chris Clackham has some last-minute gift ideas for Father's Day.
If ever there's a year dads deserve their due on Father's Day, it just might be this year.
Today's dad is doing 3 times the amount of childcare and twice the amount of housework that dads did a generation ago.
That research from Pew inspired author Scott Beeson to write the Working Dad Survival Guide, which itself might make a nice Father's Day gift. Or tools of any type, yard tools, hand tools, that just happen to be heavily discounted right now.
The Father's Day sales actually coincide with June home improvement sales. So it makes it really the perfect storm for dads that have DIY projects going on.
Tools are followed closely by barbecue equipment or tickets to a sporting event. Even clothing's high on Dad's wish list, although you still might want to steer clear of ties. Walmart turned it around and asked its customers what they wanted to give for Father's Day.
We heard that 43% of them said that they just don't want to just give a gift to Dad. They actually want to give a gift that they can do something with.
And do that something with Dad, which is consistent with other surveys that found nearly 3/4 of all dads only want time with family for Father's Day. Chris Clackham, NBC News.
Time with family and gifts, they go together. All right, we'll be right back with a final look at the forecast.
There you see a live picture from our WeatherBug camera. It's the Texas Maritime Museum in Rockport, and you see the little thunder shower in the central part of your picture. Temperature there 82, and they've had 1/3 of an inch of rain. So far, rainfall totals have been spotty like that, but boy, is it going to get interesting as the storm moves ashore tomorrow. Now, again, this is a big rain problem for the Houston area. We're going to get significant rain out of it, but not as bad as Houston. But let me just say that on Tuesday and Wednesday, you're just not going to have much luck getting anything done outdoors. 2 to 4 inches of rain We're going to be on the edge of that potential flood problem, and then it starts clearing out on Thursday. Again, from Victoria to Houston, they're going to get the 40-mile-an-hour winds and the 5 to 10 inches of rain in the next 2 or 3 days.
All right, something we'll keep an eye on here. That will do it for us for now, though. Thanks so much for being here. Be sure to join us again for KRIS 6 News at 5 with Bart, Stephania, and Dale. We'll see you soon.
KRIS 6 News is a presentation of KRIS Communications, the Coastal Bend's most watched source for local news.